Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ, and yes, that's right. The title is correct. The loot is fixed. Now, what does this mean? It's over on Experimental. It's fixed right now. So if you're playing on the Xbox or on the PC Experimental, loot is fixed as compared to 109 DayZ Official. So I'm going to go over what that means, who's going to get it, what platforms, all that good stuff. So as you know, let me just go ahead and quickly describe the problem that's been plaguing 109 for a hot minute. Basically, any place that had loot after 109 was patched on official, things weren't coming back. To the point where, like, I know they wanted to ratchet the spawn types to be longer, but the problem was in high traffic areas and high population servers, over a series of 3 real days or so, the loot would just completely bleed out on the shoreline. So I'm talking not scarcity, I'm talking like no stones, no edge weapons, nothing on the shoreline that could get you going if you got capped and you had to respawn, right? And this is from experienced DayZ players. Anyways, long story short, it's been hovering around that for a while, so basically you had to have your geared characters come down and do any of the work, and if you got capped, you were really in a tough spot. And so even the first 2 hot patches didn't fix the 109, and even over on Experimental last week, I want to say it was last week, even then it still didn't fix it. But the changes now that are on Xbox Experimental and PC, let me go ahead and tab over, this is the one that fixed it. So let me just go ahead and say this is version 1.10.153.518. I guess it was released on the 29th of October. And it's this change right here. Lifetimes of items were lowered across the board. 2 days have become 8 hours. 1 day has become 4 hours. This change may take up to 3 days to be in effect on official experimental servers. Now, what does that mean? Okay, so experimental, if you're over on the PS4, still don't worry. All of these are just a precursor or a prelude, as it were, before this hits the live branch 1.10. And again, I know the PlayStation version, you guys have it higher than ours. Just know that's the internal version they're talking about. So, and I know over on Experimental we did some streaming over there in 1.10 last week, and those changes weren't in. These changes were not in, but they are now. So, basically what I'm saying is if you're on Xbox, just play Experimental, the loot's the same, and just enjoy that until it hits live branch, because that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. And get this. Okay, so again, Experimental... and this is a little confusing. So Experimental on PC is one version ahead of Xbox Experimental, which means it has the truck. And what do I mean by the M3S truck or the V3S? Check this out. Oh yeah, obviously we're on the PC right now, so we can show this. But apparently this is coming for all of the versions when it hits live branch. Oh baby, yeah, it's as cool as you think it is. So this bad boy is on PC right now, and apparently, since the Xbox experimental version right now is in 1.10.153.518, apparently this is going to hit early November in the experimental branch, and if everything's level, it's going to hit certification. And then once it passes certification, it'll come out for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. So just know that the version we have on Xbox is here right now. That does not have the vehicle, but as soon as it hits this version, 1.53.524, then we'll have the VSS, or the geez, I keep calling it the VSS. We'll have the M3S or the V3S, the truck, more or less. So what I'm saying is, this next version is fix the loot. We've got a new car. Things feel good. We did play experimental on stream on the Xbox for, I don't know, 6 hours plus, and it was good. We had stuff cycling back in. We were at the airfield. We had new loot in about 20 minutes or so. We went back to the shoreline, same thing. Now remember, scarcity is okay. It's the lack of spawning that was the problem. So there's still scarcity. You're not always going to get what you want. That's kind of the game we're playing here, right? It's hardcore survival. But just remember that things are actually spawning in now, which is fantastic. So if you're a brand new player, just know that 1.10 is going to usher in the changes that are going to be more like the actual game. And be ready for that. So I'm super excited to report that it's been, we've been waiting for that for a month, right? So we're anxious to get back in, play, do some base building, experiment with the truck, do some serious looting. So it's going to be a ton of fun. So if you found this useful, helpful, be sure to drop a like. If you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing if you think it's something you're into, and turn on those notification bells, as that does help out quite a bit, especially getting you notified of any live streams and or videos that we'll be doing. I love the sound of this thing in the open air. So yeah, we'll be streaming this over on the Xbox Experimental, and then I think sometime this coming week, I want to say early November, we should see the truck update. And then again, if that hits stable, it's going to go to live for everybody, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. So just know PlayStation 4, you guys are going to get this. You guys are going to get the loot changes, excuse me. Woo! Loot changes and the truck when things do pass cert. So we got that to look forward to. So yeah. It's going to be a good week, man. We finally get in there and play some DayZ the way it was intended over on official experimental servers. Whoop, whoop. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video / live stream. Love you. Bye. Should we just get in here and start this like a champion? Trucks next week. I'm telling you, it's so good. I knew how to drive. I'm bad at driving. That's such a healthy cough. Don't hit the sides, my dude. I don't know how to drive. I'm bad.